Hello, and thank you for your interest in the Trigger Pro device from Bilathera. The purpose of this video is to cover some of the operational basics of the device. Getting started with the device, you'll see that there is no left and there is no right. The device is symmetrical. The two handhold units are identical. I need to be careful that I grab the device from the side where I enter my hand, and the BHS is supporting the back of the hand, as you see here. The first thing to do while taking the device is to make the adjustment to this element here, which is called the BHS, or backhand support. Now, to adjust that, one side of the device has a finger hold knob here. By loosening the knob, we freed up the movement of this BHS, and the BHS has degrees of freedom in two ranges of motion. One, a rotational motion, and two, a translational motion here. So the idea is to find the most comfortable fit for any size and shape of hand by making the adjustment, and you will hear that there is an audible indexing click when each graduation is made. Once you find the ideal fit, you want to make sure that the male and female locking knobs are aligned, and then you simply cinch down on the locking nut here. The next thing to do is to adjust this element here, which we call the linkage. The purpose of the linkage strap is to define the distance or separation from the two devices. As you can see, by shortening the linkage, I'm able to work on different parts of the body, and lengthening the linkage, I can work on wider separated points of the body. To adjust the linkage, this buckle here simply is depressed and the strap is pulled through. You will see on the strap there are graduations to index the set point for recalling. So I can make a desired set point. I can cap in the end of the strap here to the collation loops, and now I'm ready to start using the device. Again, holding the device as such, entering such that the BHS is supporting my relative left and right back of hand. Starting to use the device, the first thing to always note is that the device is designed to be used with the linkage under tension. If the tension is not established in the linkage, you do not have the inherent and beneficial stability that the Bilathera Trigger Pro developed. The stability comes from engaging the linkage in tension. That gives you the balance of left versus right and right versus left. This stability and the mechanical advantage that comes from the lever arms that are engineered into the device are inherent to the functionality and the benefit. When placed here on the paraspinal muscles, the important thing to note, by engaging the linkage in the tension, always the first step, just by a small amount of my body weight pushing downward, I'm generating mechanical advantage because of the inherent leverage design of the device. So a little bit of my body weight, I can actually get extremely deep, at which point I can articulate one side or both sides simultaneously, or I can simply just clamp down, and I'm getting extremely deep here with just a little bit of my body weight. If I want to go deeper, I will actually engage the BHS, or the backhand support structure, by twisting my hands and using this additional leverage to get even deeper into the muscles here. Having the two balanced massage probes, the patient is allowed to rest comfortably prone, whereas in the past, to gain this level of lateral access to, in this case, the paraspinal lumbar muscles, I would have to be balancing over a patient laying on his side, where here I'm comfortably, in a very stable manner, able to get extremely deep in a bilateral massage function. The tips of the device you will see are removable, and I have here the two standard silicone single tips. We have ID tips, which I've just taken out the standard ID tip, and it's an ID because it goes into the inner diameter of the stem, versus a standard OD tip, which goes to the outer diameter of the stem as such. Now, I'm going to demonstrate one of the basic principles of the device, what we call anchoring. Anchoring is to use one extended surface tip, as I have here, simply as a point of reference in a stationary planted position. In doing so, I have a leverage point where I can leverage against on the other side and get extremely deep and focused massage on one area. Again, I'm using my left side in this example as an anchoring fixed point and my right as a leverage point to get extremely deep. Now, I can just apply a deep pressure and hold it, or I can go for what we call a lifting technique, where I'm actually coming under the paraspinal muscle and I'm snapping it up and I'm actually feeling some kinks and knots here. Or I can articulate in any type of motion. In addition to the two standard tips I've shown here, we have a variety of other attachments and tips, more invasive focused, more distributed tips, as well as a few specialty tips that allow you to work in different areas of the body, and we'll get into that in some later videos.